So guys, welcome to our channel once again. In today's video on our WAEC biology exam revision series, we have here these 17 questions to answer on the topic basic ecological concepts. So guys, this video will be about population studies by sampling. So let's go ahead and start with the first question here. It says a group of organisms of the same species living in a particular place is known as A, ecosystem, B, community, C, colony, D, population. So guys, the answer to this question is option D here, and that's the population. The population is the number of organisms of the same species that live in a particular geographic area at the same time. So guys, this is the answer to this question, option D. So let's consider the next question, guys. Question number 2, it says, which of the following instruments is used to estimate the number of plants in a habitat? We have A, pitfall trap, B, sweep net, C, putter, D, quadrant. So guys, the answer to this question is option D here. The quadrant is used to estimate the number of plants in a habitat. So it actually is a portable frame that is placed on an area under study. It's actually used to make studies to estimate the number of plants in an area as well as other stationary species. So that's it for that question. Let's consider the next question. Question number 3 here. It says a population is best described as A, different species of wild animals, B, a group of animals and plants living together, C, a group of insects and grasses, D, a group of the same species of organisms living together. So guys, the answer to this question here is option D. That's a group of the same species of organisms living together. And that's it for that question. Let's consider the next question. Question number 4 here. All right, so we have a diagram here, and it says here, study the diagrams below and answer the question. So the question here says, a decrease in the number of II will result in A, an increase in urine production, B, an increase in energy production, C, a decrease in population, and D, decreased community. So guys, the II here is actually the white blood cell as seen. So if there is a decrease in the number of white blood cells, it will definitely lead to a decrease in immunity, and that's option D here. So let's consider the next question. Question number 5. It says, which of the following activities is not necessary in population sampling? A, dividing the selected habitats into portions, B, throwing the quadrants randomly, C, selecting the habitats, and D, feeding the organisms. So guys, obviously the odd option here is option D here. We don't need to feed the organisms in order to carry out population sampling. So the activity here that is not necessary in population sampling is option D, and that's feeding the organisms. So let's consider the next question. Question number 6 here. It says the number of individuals that the environment can support over a long period of time is its A, carrying capacity, B, total capacity, C, population capacity, D, growth rate. So guys, the answer to this question is option A, and that's carrying capacity. So let's look at the next question. Question number 7 here. It says the frequency of andropogon in a grass lawn is 90 by 100. Throws were made with 1 meter square quadrant. What is the density of andropogon in the field? A, 90 per square meter, B, 0.90 per square meter, C, 0.09 per square meter, and D, 9.0 per square meter. So actually guys, if a 1 meter square quadrant is used in this, the population density will actually be 90/100 per square meter. So the answer to this question will actually be 0.90 per square meter, and that's option B, guys. So that's the answer to this question. Let's consider the next question. Question number 8 here. It says, if 90 ants are found in a field with a total area of 100 square meters, what is the population density of the ants? So 90 ants were found in a field with total area of 100 square meters. So all you just now have to do in order to get the population density here is to divide the number of organisms by the area of land. Here the number of organisms is 90. The area of land here is 100 square meters. So 90/100 will give you 0.90. And guys, option C is the answer to this question. So let's consider the next question. Question number 9. It says, a group of organisms belonging to different species that coexist in the same habitat and interact is referred to as A, community, B, population, C, niche, and D, biosphere. So guys, the answer to this question is option A, and that's community. Let's consider the next question. Question number 10 here. It says, which of the following methods is best for the determination of population density of tree ducks in an open field? A, quadrant, B, pitfall, C, sweep net, D, transect. So guys, the answer to this question is option A, and that's quadrant. The best method for determining the population density of tree ducks in an open field is quadrant method. So this method involves laying out a square frame, which is the quadrant, of a known area in several different parts of the habitat, and then the number of the individuals within each quadrant is then counted, and then an average density is calculated. So this method particularly is useful for plants and organisms that maybe are immobile or move slowly. So that's it for this question. Let's go ahead and consider the next question, and that's question number 11 here. It says, which of the following is an advantage of dispersal of fruits and seeds? It allows A, growth in close association with parent plants, B, even distribution of plants and reduction of intraspecific competition, C, fair distribution of source of food for animals, D, keen competition for food. So guys, the answer to this question is option B here, and that's even distribution of plants and reduction of intraspecific competition. So that's it for that question. Let's go ahead and consider the next question. Question number 12 here. It says, the difference between a community and population is A, an ecological niche does not exist in the community, but it does in a population. B, a community is made up of organisms of the same species, while a population is made up of organisms of different species. C, a community attracts competition, but a population does not. D, a community is made up of populations of living organisms, while a population is made up of organisms of the same species. So guys, the answer to this question is option D here. So a community is a group of population of different species which are living in the same geographical area, whereas a population is made up of organisms of the same species. And that's it for this question. Let's go ahead and consider the next question. Question number 13 here. It says, density, mortality rate, birth rate are the other factors that affect A, cover, B, habitat, C, population, and D, dominance. So guys, the answer to this question is option C here, and that's population. So that's it for that question. Let's consider the next question. Question number 14. It says, a pyramid of numbers is constructed by A, comparing living and non-living things, B, measuring productivity, C, labeling the living organism, D, conducting census. So guys, the answer to this question is option B here, measuring productivity. Actually, the productivity of the organisms is the factor that is considered in the construction of the pyramid of numbers. So that's it for that question. Let's consider the next question. Question number 15. It says, which of the following statements is not true of population? A, size of a population may be limited by space. B, some species can form another population elsewhere. C, members of a population may be of the same species. And D, members of a population may be of same species but do not interbreed. So guys, the answer to this question is option D here. Actually, the members of the same species that live in the same area will interbreed, and that's a population. So guys, the correct answer to this question is option D here, and that's it for this question. So let's go ahead and consider the next question. Question number 16. It says, use the information on capture recapture method to calculate the total number of organisms in a habitat. First capture 200, second capture 120. Number of organisms with mark in second capture is 40. So the total number of organisms therefore is, we have A 200, B 360, C 600, D 80. All right, so guys, we need to understand that the capture recapture method is actually used in ecology to estimate an animal's population size. So a portion of the population will be captured first and then marked and also released. So later another portion will also be captured, and then the number of individuals within the sample is also counted. So the total population is actually estimated using a formula, and that's the first capture times the second capture over the number of marked recaptures or marked species. So in this case, we have 200 times 120, then all over 40. So if we do that, we're going to get the number 600, and therefore guys, the total number of organisms in this habitat will be estimated to be 600, and that's option C here. So finally guys, let's consider the last question, and that's question number 17 here. It says, all right, here we have a graph, and the question says, the graph beside represents the growth pattern of an animal. Which of the following groups of animals shows this pattern of growth? A, insecta, B, amphibia, C, reptilia, and D, cestoda. So guys, the answer to this question is option A. The insecta has irregular growth, so the growth pattern of the insecta is usually regular, and that's what we have illustrated here. So the answer to this question is option A, and that's it for this question, and this is where we end this video for today. So guys, if you enjoyed this lesson, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you're not a subscriber. Also, if you have any specific question regarding this video, you can drop your question on the comment section below, and we'll ensure to give you a response. So we also want to encourage you to join our YouTube channel community, where we'll post major updates on WAEC examination. So we encourage you to do that by hitting the join button below, and we'll see you right there. So thank you once again for watching this video, and see you on the next one.